Hey bikers, thanks for tuning in to Biker Man. Today I wanted to spend a few minutes telling you about a project that I recently finished. I'm riding it right now. It's a early to mid 60s JC Higgins. Basically, the inspiration for the build came from a beach cruiser that my dad had when I was growing up. And I'm not exactly sure the year on that, and he wasn't either, but I'm guessing it was a 70s, sometime from the 70s. A Huffy or a Murray, he wasn't sure on the brand either. But he had it when we were growing up, and it was this big, tough, blue beach cruiser with some sweet lines and some big, heavy rims and some big, chunky tires. And the thing was just, I mean, it was a beach cruiser basically by name. It was really just like a shredding cool bike, and I always loved it growing up. And I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago or so, it got stolen. And for the last couple of years, I've been thinking to myself that I'd like to, try to either find one that was similar or the same, or put something together that would capture the spirit of the bike. And I kind of tried to do some research and try to find it, and everything that was similar was just like crazy expensive. And I get why, because they were pretty, at least in my search, they were hard to find, even finding used ones. So recently, I don't know, in the last few months, I was watching one of my favorite YouTube channels, Loco Joe, and he does some rides and he does some builds, and he just like, I don't know, all of his builds are just so brave. He's just like, I've got this frame, I've got these parts, I'm gonna make it work. And it kind of demystified it for me. And he basically just, I think it was a old Schwinn, and he just kind of, it was a Frankenstein Klunker kind of a bike, and he just put one together that I thought kind of captured what I was looking for. And so it inspired me to put this thing together. So I just wanted to talk briefly about what I did, and hopefully pass on the inspiration that Loco Joe gave to me. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get to it. Okay, so first things first, let's start with what I had to begin with. Basically, my dad fits into this story quite a bit. He's a collector of all things antique, and what he had that I got from him was several sort of miscellaneous parts, but the main things that he had were the frame and the forks. And that was the only thing those are the only two things that are complete and original from the original bike, or at least that I know were original from the original bike. As far as the parts bin items, he had the crank and crank arms. He had the seat post and the little attachment that you can attach to the seat. And then I'm not going to get around to the backside now, but I'll flash a picture of the kickstand. He had one of those, and from what I can tell, not like maybe of the era, but not from this particular bike. And then also I'm not sure exactly what you call it, but it's this like truss area, this truss that's on the front of the bike here. From what I can tell, I'm going to just kind of point out what I'm talking about in case I don't have the words right. This truss area, from what I can tell, it was used to like mount a light on this bike. Now I don't know if this particular model came with one of these or not, but he had one of the things that he had, which I thought actually would go really well. And I think if you look at the bike overall, I think really adds to it. It's very cool. So that's kind of what I got, or what I had for free. I kind of raided his storage unit to get those items. As far as the things that I bought, oh, and I'm sorry, also the headset was also a parts bin find. Now, as far as the things that I bought, I got these bars and the grips. The probably the most expensive thing that I got were the rims. They were actually a little bit wide for this frame. I had to widen the forks in the front a little bit, but I wanted to get something that would allow me to put a real beefy, fat beefy tire on it. And this is these tires. Another thing that I bought, they are the WTB Trail Boss, which is a great beefy fat tire. Really love the tires. But I wanted something fat and beefy because that's what my dad had on his original cruiser, as I remember it. And then in addition to that, I got the pedals. I wanted these big old bear trap pedals, whatever however you refer to them. That was an inspiration from Loco Joe. My dad did not have that on his original bike. And then I mentioned the grips already, and then, just a cheap chain, just so that I could have this thing to cruise around. And then I think lastly, the seat, just a generic kind of cruiser seat from Walmart. I think all in, I probably spent, $200, $250. And, like I said, a lot of the stuff I got for free, which was nice. Beyond, adding the new stuff, there's really just like a lot of cleaning, a lot of greasing. It was cool because it's a, one-piece crank, which I never worked on one of those before, and cleaning the headset, and it's obviously, it's not a modern bike, but everything is nice and smooth and runs real nice. It feels good when you're riding on it. It's like the perfect cruise around the neighborhood, cruise down the bike path. If I had a coffee shop local, it'd be a cruise at the coffee shop kind of a bike. I just love the thing. It's so cool, and it's really the look really captures what I was going for. Nice and sweaty, but just like a tough look in lines. I do have a tank, but I actually like the look of it better without the tank on it. So I'm really happy with it. I'd love to hear what you guys think. What I would do different, I don't know. One thing I'm considering, I really like these bars because they've got that kind of almost like a BMX kind of a look to them, or mountain bike look to them. But I'm not sure. In the end, I might end up swapping something more with a little bit more sweep, just to sit up a little bit more. The only other thing, really the only expense on this bike that I feel like I overpaid on was the wheels. And that's because because of the type of wheel that it is, how thick I wanted to go. If I rushed it, and I paid more than I would have liked to have paid. I think they were I think I got them from eBay for after shipping, I probably paid $110. And I think I could have done a lot better if I just waited and took my time. There were cheaper new versions available on Amazon, but I wanted something that was old and used and beat up a little bit. So anyway, I love the look. I don't complain. I'm not complaining at all about the wheels. It's just, I could have probably saved, I don't know, $50 or so on that. But hey, when you got a free frame and you're starting off with, a lot of the main parts for free, my inhibition just kind of got away from me a little bit on that. So anyway, so that's the build. That's what I put into it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you ever put one of these together. And definitely check out, like I mentioned before, Loco Joe. He's got a great channel. He's got a little bit better how-to videos and stuff like that. I just wanted to give kind of a recap of the project. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to Biker Man. Like, subscribe, and I will see you out there.